I've been working on a secret project, and that project is Win One Shot. Now, this was just more of a back end thing. No, you can't like go out and buy it and get it or anything. The big thing with Win One Shot is it's my fail-safe plan for when Microsoft decides to mess with stuff. And it's something that I've kind of held close to my chest and developed over the past year. And it's turned into a really cool project, but it's not ready for prime time. But I want to show you what the future looks like in case Microsoft pulls that ripcord on me. I always trying to think ahead, and you might be thinking, okay, Titus, what are you talking about exactly? Why do you need Win One Shot? You already have the Windows utility, and that works pretty darn well. Right you are. But I want to just launch this real fast. Actually, let's launch it from PowerShell today. We're going to just go IRM and launch the web. We'll do the development branch. Now, this right here looks like a program. I've lied to you. It's not a program. It's a script. This is a PowerShell script. It just looks like a program, and it compiles. But at the end of the day, I've essentially just made a big, fancy PowerShell script. When you click this to install Chrome, let's say, that's running win install -e google.chrome.exe or whatever it is. And it's installing WinGit. When you're running the tweaks in here, when you disable telemetry, it's going through and grabbing all the telemetry from the registry and doing set-item property in PowerShell. And it's really important to know these. Now, I keep up with all this, and I've developed this project. It has almost, so far this year, over 3.5, 3.6, something like that, million runs. So we're averaging, I think, 20 or 30,000 runs a day. And that's a lot of traffic. But I worry about what happens if Microsoft tweaks PowerShell or makes it real exclusive or locks things down. It could cause some problems. And that's when Win One Shot kind of enters the picture. So this is what I've been working on, Win development. But inevitably, Microsoft, a lot of the things in the theming of this is just to make your life easier when you're using Windows. And that's the whole purpose of this. But I always think of, hey, there's always another way. There's always another way. So I'm thinking, what happens when Microsoft inevitably does something to PowerShell I don't like? Well, for the past year, I've started developing something a little bit cleaner, faster, and doesn't use PowerShell at all. And that's kind of an interesting thing. But I don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? We've spent years, almost 5 years now, developing all those tweaks with all those commands. I've done a compatibility layer, basically, that transforms those PowerShell commands into directly C#.NET libraries and then executes those tweaks through a different method. So instead of doing them through PowerShell, it'll just do them directly through C#. So what I did was I created an entire C# library called Win One Shot. And this is just the project file, but if we go to the main program file, essentially, it's grabbing tweaks.json from WinUtil, it's reading them in, deserializing, and then kind of categorically going through and grabbing the tweaks we need to make Windows good. It first grabs these tweaks from it. So it's grabbing the location tweaks, the app history tweaks, the telemetry tweaks, Wi-Fi, UTC, and then also DVR tweaks. Because we're going to have to translate some of the shorthand to instead of using PowerShell into using it directly through .NET. And that means like HKLM and HKCU needs to be completely transformed to the actual respective registry entry. So we do that, and then it runs all those commands. Now I can add things in here and we can modify that tweaks.json file, but I just wanted to say, hey, let's just grab what's on WinUtil. We can modify this and do whatever we want. And then we got the services portion of it. This is where we clean up a lot of the processes running. So it's instead of having like a gajillion different processes, we're stripping that down. Then we have the task scheduler portion. We're just kind of cleaning up some of those redundant tasks that are running in the background all the time, like Edge update and things like that. that are just kind of pointless. And then we have the debloat apps section. So when you're pulling up your start menu, it's not just full of a bunch of junk. So that's the thing. Unpinned menu. This is something where I could clean out your entire start menu, and there's a couple different ways to go about doing that. But that's the gist of it. And then I've slowly built out each one of these classes and then pulling all this in. Now, I've done this over the past year, and I kind of wanted to see what Microsoft's update cycle looks like and different like long-term support, because that's what this is intended to be as a fail-safe. So it actually was originally developed in .NET 6. I've done a translation to .NET 7 and then even updated it lately to .NET 8 actually. And .NET 8 has like different like serialization issues, and it changed quite a bit of different things, and then some of the trimming changed as well. But from a high level perspective, I just wanted to make sure I can constantly take this to the latest version of .NET, or even put it back to an older version of .NET if I so wanted to. And the answer is yes, I can do all those things. So great, we've got it all programmed. We've done all the back end. Easy part, right? Actually, that's about a long 1 year something process to make sure we have it. But I want to run it. We'll just run it on this machine first and just see what happens. It creates this one binary, and what it does is it looks for tweaks.json locally first. If it doesn't exist locally, it will go out and download and retrieve a tweaks.json, and then it automatically goes through and runs all those tweaks from there, sets the services, cleans up task scheduler, goes through the app library and goes, hey, we're just going to go ahead and remove all these other junk apps from here. So it'll strip out all this. I went through and saw if there was anything in there that was, really important. I think there's a couple things users ask for, like your phone. And I think Xbox, some people use the Xbox app as well. But everything else is pretty much just getting rid of like TikTok and bloatware, Candy Crush, all that garbage. So that's it. It's done. All the tweaks are run. It's meant to just be a one shot. You click it, it grabs it, and you can sit here and modify these tweaks now that you've seen the back end, and then go to do it a whole different way. But if this doesn't exist, it goes into GitHub and grabs those tweaks from the WinUtil. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We also have a nice little log file. Let's see what this did. So from here, you can see all the different registry entries that were performed. Most of this is all telemetry based. You can see going through here, like not using like the task view button, and then just kind of cleaning up some of the services. This is all according to the tweaks we do in WinUtil. And you can see all the services that were changed. Most of it gets put to manual or automatic. The only time I don't really disable almost any service, because if you do have like a dependency and you're needing to launch the software, I don't want that to fail for you. So it will launch these services if they are needed by a certain application that you have, or, let's say another Microsoft product. And then we have all the apps that go through and uninstall and sees if those are there. I kind of wanted to just show this as like a fail safe. I could do better, I think. I'm going to tweak it a little bit more and keep working on it. But I wanted to show, hey, even if PowerShell just got completely removed from the actual using of Windows utility, we have other methods. The cool thing is there's always another way. And I kind of want to show this secret project today just to show you, hey, if we had to completely not use PowerShell, we could still make every tweak we need to make. And I'm currently making all this. If you want to try this out, it's very, very alpha stage. This is, I think, version 0.1. So the very first actually executed version is here. Again, if you do get an executable, always look for the signing. But I put this on the members only Discord. So if you're a channel member, you can get on the Discord and download it. Or if you're over on Patreon, I'm actually opened up a Patreon specifically just for applications and just kind of the different applications I've been working on, whether that's the Windows Toolbox, Windows One Shot. I even have like a new Rust-based like APM counter for a game I play, to all kinds of different things I've been kind of creating. I've just kind of got obsessed with making programs now. So I look forward to you guys' comments. I want to see what else we can do in the program sphere, but I also just love the challenge of this. And I love pulling from other projects and kind of cross-pollinating a little bit to see what is possible. And as I do more on the programming side of things, I mean, anything is possible. If you can think it up, we can do it. So I'm enjoying it. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.